Welcome, TTB Nation and all other followers around the globe. We're back today to talk about PES 2015 and all the latest details that have been shown today on July 3rd. Now, if you haven't seen my wish list, check that out. That was me hoping and praying for things to happen this year. But we're going to have a look. We've got some new screenshots and some old ones. I've kind of combined them together. There's United players in there this time. We've seen Rooney, Carrick, Kagawa, Patrice Evra, as well as Old Trafford. We know Old Trafford is licensed every year by Konami, and United are, so always good. But today it's discussion time. It's time to talk about what has been confirmed. This isn't false information, it's all confirmed. And we've also got confirmed information that the PlayStation 4 will be running PES at 60 frames per second, 1080p, brilliant. But the Xbox One, they're not quite sure. They haven't said yet that it is going to be that. They're trying to get it up there, but, you know, the Xbox One just seems to be a little bit harder this year for developers to program on than the PlayStation 4, which was obviously reversed last year. So, fingers crossed that it will be the same for both platforms. Anyway, PES has come out, Konami have come out, they've released the press list about all the stuff that's featured. Now, the first thing they discussed was shooting and goalkeeping has been completely reworked and revamped. Now, saying and doing is two completely different things. Last year they came out and said, obviously this new engine, everything's been built from the ground up. So, you know, we saw how bad the goalkeeping and the shooting was last year. So, you know, we'll have to wait for the demo to get any kind of full impression. So firstly, excitement of goals. A new shooting system allows a variety of unrestricted shooting styles with precise control over the direction and power of all strikes, countering enhanced attacking options. Goalkeepers intuitively close angles and are capable of numerous saves. So basically, what I wanted from the wish list, if you guys haven't seen the video, was more animations for goalies. You know, one-handed, two-handed, leg save, saving with your head, whatever, your face, who cares? And it seems like that's what they're doing. So a step in the right direction. So good stuff there. Final pass, also likewise passing options have been enhanced. I mean, this is just talking about players being able to do knock-on, searing low passes that use new physics. So, you know, if they're adding new ball physics in there, good, great stuff, because they do kind of need to be revamped and enhanced a little bit further. The passing wasn't majorly bad in PES 2014, but sometimes it felt a little bit scripted that you knew where the ball was going. The ball kind of felt like it was on rails, unless you're playing on manual, pretty much. Next up, one-on-one. The final key element that has been totally reworked centers around that degree of close control on offer. Positioning is vital, but the ability to dribble into space and beat the marker is now hugely improved and opens up PES 2015 as the definitive on-field experience. So, you know, they're increasing the close ball control. Now, it was a little bit of a nightmare when the first game came out last year, PES 2014, trying to dribble. They dribbled so slowly, there was nothing. You couldn't really beat a man. You do the same tricks over and over again. So if they're fixing that and sorting that out, good, because, you know, it means like players like Ronaldo, Robben, Hazard that like to take players on could now actually happen, and you know, you could create more chances. There's a couple of, you know, a list here of what they have increased. So incredible response times. Lightning fast controls allow users to instinctively react to every movement when the ball is in play. That is key, because the response times last year were absolutely shocking. Let's be honest, they were horrific. You couldn't change player. If you wanted to change player half the time, it would change to the wrong player. It took a few seconds for it to initiate, and it was a pain in the arse, so that's good to see. Full pitch AI, the game engine now features AI that is constantly adjusting, covering everything that develops on the pitch, resulting in players making runs and blah blah blah. We've seen that before. You know, they've come up with this team play, which I've never really seen. They announced this years and years ago, and I'm still wondering, you know, the AI doesn't seem to adjust, so I don't know why they keep saying this. Hopefully this year it's going to be fully fixed, you know, but they say full pitch AI. Hopefully they have revamped the whole AI, because that was something that was an issue as well last year. Closest control, take on defenders using each player's bespoke dribbling skills, as opposed to relying on trick moves. So, you know, maybe they're dumbing down the tricks a little bit, I'm not sure. And new skills include jinking runs, responsive sprints, and incorporating a much wider range of pace from walking to sprinting. That's good. You know, they're giving us a little bit more level of, you know, detail. We can now jog and we can sprint. There isn't just walk, you know, there isn't just jogging and sprinting. You know, you can now walk on stuff, which, you know, FIFA does a lot better, let's be honest. You can actually walk around with players and not just always be constantly jogging and sprinting. So, good stuff there. Case for defense. Users have complete control over when to close down, tackle or hold up play. Successful defending is based entirely on the decisions the user makes. Now, defending is an issue that I had last year, mainly because there wasn't much you could do to defend. FIFA has a very good defensive system that if you don't know how to defend, and this is seen online when I play people online, you will get owned, you will get demolished, because defending is just as important as attacking. In FIFA, there is numerous ways to tackle. You can hold people up, you can use the shoulder buttons or whatever to barge people off the ball. You can bring in a second defender. You can jostle. There's so many ways to defend, but PES, literally hardly anything. It seems to be a nightmare, to be honest with you, last year. So I'm hoping they have completely sorted the defending out and we now have a full range of motions, because I just wasn't digging it last year. Very hit and miss whether you'll win the ball or will you won't. Alright, next up we have behavioural patterns. PES 2015 now boosts a huge array of players that both look and play like their real-life counterparts. Konami have faithfully recreated over 1,000 players this year with new animations and styles and etc. So, you know, just the usual. They boost players. They're saying that they have fixed stuff. We'll have to see. You know, this is just something you got to see. You know, 1,000 players is a lot, obviously. They can only have a certain amount. It's not as big as FIFA, we know that, but license issues does play an important part. Poetry in motion. The individuality of players is further enhanced with seamless animations. No sacrifice to animation has been made in the pursuit of fast response, yet the movements flow effortlessly, calculated in real time and dependent on the player's position in relation to the ball and its speed. So, you know, individuality of players is important. I don't think it's something that PES has really had a problem with. It seems to do that quite well. You know when you're Ronaldo, you know when you've got Bale and Robin and stuff, so they're just going to be enhancing that further. Bring the noise. PES 2015 mirrors the atmosphere of a top-flight match. The crowd animations have been hugely enhanced, and the EDB and flow of a match is now met with context-sensitive crowd effects and movement. I thought the crowd was alright last year. It did a lot better job than it has done in the past. So once again, if they're improving that more, all the better, and we'll have to see how it plays out. Of course, obviously the away and the home fixtures, you know, we would love to see the crowd being more upbeat when you're at home and then away and stuff. And last minute goals, I like to see the crowd really go mental. If you score a last minute goal, make it feel like you scored a last minute goal. Let there be light. Real-time lighting is used across the entire stadium with the enhanced visuals bathed in the changing light of a changeable day or the stark and glare of the floodlights at a night match. Well, you know, that's just graphics really, and you know, the lighting's alright in Pro Evo. It still does look a little bit cartoony at times with a little bit too much colour. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Enhanced graphics, you know, can't really complain. Moving on to PES ID, that returns for PES 2015. Teams will be set up to play as they do in real life. That is one thing I don't think is going to happen. We'll have to see, because every year they say this, and every year, you know, Stoke doesn't play like Stoke, Arsenal don't play like Arsenal, Barcelona doesn't really play like Barcelona. So if they're actually saying here that that is true, I will hold you to it, and please make it that every team plays uniquely, and it will be fantastic. Let's have a look. Star players will work within this framework, but will be instantly recognizable via their runs and playing styles. Yeah, that's kind of just going the way we've seen. Ronaldo runs like Ronaldo, Robin runs like Robin, so enhancing that. Balance of play. Teams will automatically adopt their real-life counterparts' game plan, whether it is counter-attacking, out wide and defensive-minded. Once again, talking about teams playing the way they'll play. We have realistic abilities. The world's greatest players are indeed capable of moments of incredible skill. We'll see. We will see, because we've never really seen that. You know, I would love Ronaldo, when I'm playing against him, to be doing tricks, making runs. I would love Hazard to play on the wing, and every time he gets the ball, he's looking to take players on. I love Robin to do the same. You know, I'd love... Who else plays the way they play? You know, Xavi to swing the ball around. Pirlo to do that as well. But, you know, it could all be talk or it could be real. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, with the demo and that. And then finally, Konami have just added some key additions. My Club Extensive Master League Online Overhaul allows players and managers to be added using accumulated GP or microtransactions. The old microtransactions, I hate those, but they're in there. Agents now used to meet player requirement criteria, while unhappy players can upset the balance of a side. So, got to kind of keep your team happy, I guess they're saying there. They have live updates, weekly data updates, constantly adjust transfers and team lineups. Well, that's about time, to be honest with you. How long have we had to wait for a roster update on PES? I mean, months and months before they finally update the January transfer windows or all that. So, if they're doing that, thank the Lord. Good stuff. Accurate player stats. The player perimeter system for PES has been completely rebuilt, working with key community sites across the globe to create the most realistic player stats. Well, that's good to hear. You know, that's something that's important. I don't think the player stats have been a major problem. Sometimes players are rated a little bit high, I feel. But PES's rating system's kind of weird because it's not out of 100. It's out of like 109 or something. It would be better if they just went from 0 to 100 and just sorted it out, but we'll see what happens. And then finally, adaptable match environments. Does your opponent prefer to play a passing game? Then tell the groundsman not to cut the grass so short or have it watered to speed up your team's passing play. You can tailor any part of your stadia to suit your bespoke needs. So, interesting. Adding some sort of a groundsman feature there. So, we're going to see if you want to play on longer grass, the ball will move a bit slower. And shorter grass, obviously, I would prefer playing shorter grass because I'm a kind of player that loves to ping it around and get those counters going. So, will they be adding other features? We'll have to see. So that is basically all the information that was shown, guys. A little bit worrying that they haven't talked about weather in there at all. Haven't spoke about rain, snow, or any of that. So, questions whether that's going to be in the game this year. Or a stadium editor, that wasn't mentioned either. So I'm hoping that's in there as well. Maybe it is, but it's not in the list. So anyway, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the Konami list about PES 2015. If you haven't seen it, head over to any PES website, Winning 11 blog, go on Twitter. They'll have them up there for you guys to take a gander. But it should be interesting. We'll wait for the demo to give our initial impressions. I'll have lots of coverage, of course, to come in the coming months, as well as the usual FIFA PES videos every day. But until next time, hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.